April 7th, 5:50 p.m., Day 1 of the Glendale investigation. I began my investigation into the disappearance of Agent Glendale this morning by reviewing the information that the agency gave me in what I can only call the shortest briefing that I've ever been given when tasked with an assignment. Instantly, I realized that I'm not dealing with a normal case here, and this became evident when I was not given the chance to ask any questions. The briefing was over before it began, and the lack of information about Glendale provided by the agency is disturbing, to say the least. The agency has given me very little to work on to gain any insight into who he was personally or what kind of agent he was professionally. His ID card has no photo. His personnel files are absent of even the most general information. There's no mention of his life before the agency, no educational records, no training records. Hell, there's not even one single performance review. There's not even the slightest indication in regard to which department he worked for or who he reported to. The lack of information supplied about Glendale and the way the agency handled assigning me with this investigation has me pondering. What kind of agent is Glendale? I have to assume at this point that he's some sort of special ops, black ops agent. I've heard of these types of agents, the ones that exist but don't exist. It's more like their persona exists, but no one can testify to the existence of the actual real person. Is this what I'm following here? Is this a persona or a fabricated identity to hide the real person behind the name? How else is it possible that an agent, especially someone as well known as Glendale, could function without any form of ID? Photos of his professional or personal existence, lack of his personnel or personal information. The agency had to know that this would raise some questions for me as I began my investigation. Lord, none of this is making any sense at all. Is this what they were hoping for, that I would just use what they gave me and end my investigation and conclude that nothing else could be found? Could this be the real reason behind them giving me this investigation? No matter what the case here, I can't let them know about my concerns and suspicions regarding my investigation, as it has become very clear to me that someone or somewhere has done a cover-up. Realizing that there is a cover-up is the easy part, but finding out who did the cover-up and why, well, I just fear that that will never be discovered. So for now, I have to pretend to follow their lead and give them the impression that I'm proceeding with my investigation in the manner that they have directed. Starting with his office in the agency, I used the keys that they gave me. I poured through his cabinets, poured through his desk, and even his computer, and I found nothing that would give me any idea as to who Agent Glendale is, much less where he might be. The only thing that I can find is a set of files that would seem to have something to do with the investigation he was working on. The GoatMan. In these files, there are thousands of newspaper articles stretching over many decades, telling stories of a creature believed to live in the woods of Maryland and has been responsible for countless horrific attacks and mutilations resulting in the death of animals and humans. I did discover a couple of odd things here, though. Number one, the fact that there's only one filing cabinet. That's very odd. Number two, out of the filing cabinet, each and every drawer seems to be an exact duplicate of each other. Could it be that Glendale created a dummy file? I can only assume that this means he has been hiding his true investigation from the agency all along. Unless, I guess, could this be the work of the agency in an effort to hide the truth from me? I can see now that I was right to be concerned about my own investigation. Unfortunately, none of this information is what I'm really looking for, but it might make a good read somewhere down the line. I just hope that someday they won't be necessary if I can find Glendale's real files. But at this point, any information is the only information I have. So I took one complete set of copies from the cabinet and I added it to the rest of the files for further review should it ever become necessary in the future. At least the agency gave me the address and the keys to his residence, but I have to wonder if I will find anything there either. I can only assume that they have combed over every square inch of that apartment and have taken what they needed to hide, leaving only what they want me to find. I'm just so unsure about everything concerning this investigation, but what I am sure about is something's not right here. I won't give up so easily, though. I won't take their bait and do as they wish. I will find out the truth. They have truly underestimated my desire to succeed and uncover what really happened to Glendale. Their impression about me just might work to my benefit if I can keep them thinking that I am making very little progress. Although my convictions to this investigation are solid, I still find myself contemplating the possibility that I could be just a pawn used in an effort to cover up something that may be much more deeper than the disappearance of my fellow agent. Or could this be a legitimate investigation which could prove to be fruitful in finding my target? Time will soon tell, I hope. My contemplations are fueling my efforts in this investigation. I will continue my search to find Agent Glendale. If he really exists, I will find him. Tomorrow, I will search his apartment, 36-427